Hi, welcome to Art Draw. Today I'm going to draw the Human Torch, so Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four film. Also available in Fortnite as a skin at the moment. I'm going to do like action shot. It's coming up here, hands coming out this way, upper body, and then the legs sort of tapering off down here. So let's go up to the top. The big thing about this one is that there's a lot of kind of flames coming off the character. So what I'm going to do is just start doing that hair at the top here. Quite a bit of hair. I'm just going to bring it around, like swirl it around here. Just sort of swing the hair area, top of the head like that. So the head is sort of coming down this way. It's got quite a chunky crop of hair, so this swings down this way. Just kick it out a bit over to the side a bit. There's a few little sort of V shapes here to sort of show it sort of kicking over. I guess it's emulating the fiery look, the flames and things, right? So just pop a few in there, a few little lines in there as well, sort of generate a bit of movement. And then what I'll do is just come down here, just draw the side element of the hair, just around there. Just got an ear around this way, so let's go ahead and put that in, just a little curve there. Then we could just, if you want to, just put a little bit of inner there. On this side, I'm going to come down, just bring the pen down this way over this side. There's a little bit of a hint of the ear over here, so I'm just going to just pop a little line in there just to show that. And then what we're going to do is just draw the outside features of the face. So it's going to taper in, so it's going to come down from around here, cheek area. We'll bring it down, it swings down to the jaw down there. And then from this side, you're going to come out, comes down here where the jaw is. Bring your pen around and along like that. So you've got that longer chin on him. Okay, next up, let's just have a look at working out the center from the brow. It's about here. I can just pop in a little eyebrow. So I've got one going up kind of this way. Almost try and make it sort of like the blonde hair. So almost try and just make it look like it's not fully inked in. And then over on this side, got another one coming along here. Again, taper it out at the top if you can. Just sort of bring it in a bit there. Just got those, sort of that sort of blonde hair look. Okay, just underneath that, I'm just gonna pop just a little oval just where the brow is, and then over just on that side there. I'm just going to do a hint of one oval underneath as well. You don't have to join it all up, just gives it a good look for an eye. Then what I'm going to do is just put a little curve in either side, just looking over here, and then just a little harder sort of pupil dot there. So he's just like edging over, looking that way. Down the center here, got the nose. So I'm just going to draw a bit of a bridge of a nose, sort of coming down this way here. Maybe on that side too. Just a couple of lines there, and then just draw the rounded features of his nose. Sort of around here, just come down like that, and around. There we go. Gonna pop his lips in just underneath, so kind of just gonna draw a little lip area. Just underneath that, just draw the bottom lip. Maybe just a hint of the chin, so a little line there. Maybe a little line around here, just around there. There we go, that's pretty cool. Okay, I've got that bit in now. So what I can do is just continue with the rest of the picture. So I'm gonna just do the circular element that goes around him, like the cuff area around his top. I suppose it comes around, just goes around this way here. And kind of just a few little marks in there. Bring it around so he's got his neck area, and then just gonna sort of just pop some of these little ribbed band areas around there. Now what I am gonna do, just sort of give a hint on these edges. There, it's getting hotter at the top, so just gonna lightly fill sort of around that and around the shoulder area here, just on that top area. Then I'm gonna come downwards bit stronger on her shoulder there. And over here, just gonna sort of edge around that a little bit to a shoulder area here. The flame's all sort of kicking off, so we'll add that at the end. So we kind of got a shoulder area coming around here. There we go. Let's have a look at that torso part. Now I've got those shoulders in, so the inner part, the torso's around here. So I'm gonna go from about this point, the underneath of the underarm there. I'm gonna bring my pen round, I'm gonna just pop in sort of that muscular pec area. This then comes down sort of more towards the torso point here, sort of down to about there. On this side, it's almost, the underarm's almost about there, so I'm just gonna sort of fill in a bit of a pec area there, but then if we come out to about here, the back area is there, and this thing kind of comes down to about that point there. Now, I'm just gonna kick it out a bit, and then what I'm gonna do is just bring a line across, like the bottom of his jumper, right across like that. What I will do is just put a little banded area here, and then a little banded area around there, and that's like the detail for his jumper. So I'm just going to pop a few little like ribbed little bits in there. There's a few in around here as well. What I will do while I'm here is just put that 4 in on his chest, that chest point. So I'm just going to do it. It is in blue on the actual figure, but what I'm going to do for the purpose of this is just fill it in with black. So it's going to come up this way, curve it around here, and then bring it around this way here. Let's just beef that up, just go around those edges. And there's just a little hint where it goes around it again, so I'm just gonna just line it a little bit around the edges if I can. It might just bleed out a bit, that's okay. Just around there, down here, comes out there. Then I'm gonna draw a nice circular pattern around it. So it's not 100% super circular because it's coming down the chest waist. So kind of if I just go from the top there, I'm just gonna sort of draw in a bit of a compressed circle around my picture. There we go, that's all right. Just again, we're just gonna just pop in a little bit of kind of banding around it, like that. Cool. What I can do now, kind of just cut in, maybe around here, maybe around sort of this part here, and around there. That's where the top sort of goes from white to blue. Just gonna pop a few more little lines, just a few in, just for detail around here. Just a bit of that around those edges. So it all sort of ties in. Sort of the filmic suits have got these little sort of ribbed banded areas in, which is pretty cool actually. It's quite a cool piece of detail. Also helps with the movement of the picture because we're going to have all these flames on it in a moment. Okay, that's the torso done. Let's have a look at this arm over here. So I'm going to do the bicep coming down off the shoulder here. So it's going to pop a bicep here. If I just put a line there for the end of the arm where the bicep is, and then I can join up right here, I can just join up where the tricep is to the edge there. Again, this line can just come down to this point here. Just a few little nice little lines in there. The forearm, the underneath part comes around this way, so I'm going to just pop it down a bit here, come around like that, sort of like gloved and up there. Now I'm going to attempt the hand. It's quite a difficult one, this one. So if I just bring the pen out to about here, I can draw the nice thumb area first. I'm going to curve the palm around here and pop it up where the thumb is around this point. Back, round and down. Okay, the first finger is coming around this way, so I just need to draw a little line there, and it kind of pops up this way, around there and in. Just put a little sort of dink in there where the glove goes round. I've got the next finger, that's sort of around this way, so just gonna draw a nice little oblong around this way. There's another one about here, so just draw another nice little oblong around there. And then finally his last finger sort of comes around here, nice oblong around there. Just sort of join these up a bit, like so. And then we've got the palm of his glove sort of going around like that. Just gonna join that up there. And then there's a few little curves I notice, just to give it an idea of shape. Around like that, a couple around there. And then we can also just band around this thumb a little bit. Draw in a few little rib bits there. We'll just continue a line around some of these fingers as well. There we go, that's cool. Okay, let's look at this arm. It comes down here to the bicep and comes over this way. So we'll just widen out bicep area here. From about this point is the tricep area, so we'll come down here. I'm just gonna pop a nice curve in where the crease of the arm is. So it comes out here with the forearm. So bring your pen out to there, bring it out to there. Then what I will do is just cut it around there. And then we'll just taper in the rest of the glove. So it kind of tapers in there, tapers in there. Again, I can just sort of put a few little banded elements just to help make it look a bit 3D. And then I'm going to come down to the palm again. This is like the palm area with the thumb point. So I'm just going to come out there and I'm going to draw a thumb area sort of popping around here. And then gonna come around this way here. I've got one finger there and it kind of curves around. Got another finger coming around here and it curves around again. Got another one that's more curved around, so just sort of oblong here, join it up. And then finally the last one sort of comes around this way, joins up there, and then goes into the wrist. And again, we sort of have some nice little bits of lineage just to make it look more like fingers, and we'll just go along the line a couple of times. There we go, I like it. All right, that's a tough bit. If you're happy with that, we're going to continue down here. I'm just going to taper off a little bit with the legs. So first of all, I've got a belt going on here, so I'm going to chunk it out either side, like that. I'm just going to join that up. So I'm going to bring my pen round, join it up there. There's lots of little compartments and things on this belt, so it's going to draw in a couple of lines. It's got like a little circular point there, little lines, a couple of little rectangular pieces I can just draw in there, and then we can draw in some other little rectangles, maybe a square in this point here, just make it look like a technical belt. As we go down this way, it kind of flames up a bit more, so like I say, I'm going to just sort of bring my pen down where the legs are, and I'm going to sort of just taper it off, wiggle it around a bit so it looks like it's sort of flaming into the Human Torch. The hip on this side comes around there. I'm going to just come around here like this, and again just sort of taper it out. The midsection of the legs is probably like around here, so the inner part of the leg here, and again just sort of taper out nicely around here. And this leg comes down this way, so I'm going to bring the pen down and just taper it all out down here, so it just sort of dissipates into the flame. A few little ribbed elements here, maybe just a couple of little curve points around the character just to sort of help tie it in with the top part. And we'll just put a couple of little lines in around there. I think that's good enough there. Okay, just a little bit more detail just on my character here. So just gonna put a couple of little rib bits here. And they kind of like flow out from the top here. So just like a hint of these rib bits sort of flying over, coming around as part of the design, going around the shoulder element like this. And on this side, I'm going to come out, I'm going to just sort of bring the pen round and down, come around these areas here. It can be nice and loose with it, It's just nice to have a little bit of detail on it. And then just to make it look more like the Human Torch, what I'm gonna do is just have this fire sort of emulating up. So just sort of draw some little crispy waves, like just jagged edges all up, coming up, sort of flying out. Little dots and little circular bits help massively with this. So just have some nice sort of fiery, energized kind of flame kicking around, coming out there, just sort of coming out of the head part there. It's actually not as much, so I'm just gonna have this sort of flaming effect coming all around him. Maybe a few little, yeah, this is looking good. Have it sort of kicking up and around, sort of flaming up around this way, a bit heavier. Sort of comes around here, so just have a few little circular bits sort of kicking around again. We just draw a few little bits kicking out, sort of showing the kind of flaming power all around the Human Torch. They sort of wisp around his body here and kick out. So a few little flames like coming out and these side points around the edge here. And then just sort of going down to the sort of looser area, just gonna make it just a little bit looser as we go down to the end of it. So it's like, again, looking like he's sort of turning into flame as he's going down here. It's a nice bit of energy to our picture. And then finally, just to block in just around the edges, I think, just get the chunky pen and I'm just gonna kind of commit to the outer line a bit and just fill in some of these outer points so he looks a bit more solid. And we can differentiate between the outer parts and the flames. Just gonna let it sort of dissipate at the top part. Like I said before, it's quite nice having that little bit in. Up to there, and then maybe just on the face area there. Going up to the hair, so we've got a nice bold area around him there. I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go have a look at colouring that now. Hope you like what you see. That's a Human Torch, Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four. The skin is also in Fortnite at the moment, so let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know who I can draw next, and I'll see you again soon. All right, bye for now.